Hey there, so today I'm going to be talking about this be the debut album of Joe Cocker with a little help from my friends. So this was released on April 23rd of 1969. So the style of this album here is kind of like blues rock, as well as that little bit of soul as well. Found it was a great album. So it starts off with "Feeling All Right," "Bye Bye Blackbird," "Change in Louise." After that is a 2 minute 38-second song, "Margarine," "Just Like a Woman," "Do I Still Figure in Your Life," "Sandpaper Cadillac." Then after that, I believe he covered, if I'm not mistaken, "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood," which was originally, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that song there um, was a song by the Animals, if I'm not mistaken. I think they might have been the original ones that wrote that song, that sang that, I should say, as well. Um, and after that is he done a cover of the Beatles song, "With a Little Help from My Friends." The very last song is I Shall Be Released," which was actually a Bob Dylan song, as well as "Just Like a Woman," I believe was a Bob Dylan song. The first track was a Dave Mason. It was the original one that I believe wrote that song, "Feeling All Right," which I believe Joe Cocker, if anybody heard that song, they probably would say Joe Cocker made it more popular. I say with a little help from my friends. I don't know what would be more popular, that one, his version, or the Beatles. I'm not quite sure about that one, but both great songs. There's the back of it. Yeah. So on here, the lineup on this album is Joe Cocker on vocals, David Bennett Cohen on guitar for track one, Tony, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Viscontie on guitar for track two, Jimmy Page on guitar for tracks 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9, Henry Mc, I don't know how to pronounce that, McCullogh on guitar for tracks 3, 6, 8, and 10, which he also, if I'm not mistaken, played with, what band was it? Paul McCartney and Wings for a bit. After that is Albert Lee is on guitar for track 4. Chris, I don't pronounce this, Stainton on piano for tracks 2, 3, 4, and 7, as well as organ for tracks 2 and 7, and bass guitar for tracks 2 and 10. Tommy Eyre on piano for track 5, organ for tracks 8 and 9, R.T. Butler on piano for track 1, Matthew Fisher on organ for track 5, Steve Winwood on organ for tracks 6 and 10, Carol Kay on bass guitar for track 1, Paul Humphrey on drums. Man, there's a lot of people. Clem Cattini on drums for tracks 2, 4, and 7. Man, there's lots of people on this album. B.J. Wilson on drums for tracks 5 and 9. Kenny Slade on drums for track 8. I don't pronounce it. Laudrd Olivier on tuba, congas, and Maracas on track 1. Brenda Holloway on backing tracks for track 1 is Patricia Holloway on backing tracks from track 1. Mary Clayton on backing tracks for track 1. Madeline Bell for backing tracks for backing vocals for tracks 2, 6, and 9. Rosetta Hightower for backing tracks for tracks 2 and 9. Sue, I don't pronounce that last name. Weetam, backing tracks for backing vocals for tracks 3, 6, 9, and 10. In the very last, well, actually, there's 2 more. Sunny, I don't pronounce that. Weetam, backing vocals for tracks 3, 6, 9, and 10. In the very last is Nick Harrison on string arrangement for track 10. That's a lot of people on this album. A lot. But yeah, going back to this album here. Like I said, it was his debut album, and I would say the two big hits on this album would be Feeling Alright and With a Little Help from My Friends. So I'm not sure which was better, his version of With a Little Help from My Friends or the Beatles. Me, myself, I would have to say his version, I have to say, was better than the Beatles, even though that was a good song. For some reason, I found that was more, like the Beatles version was more kind of like, I don't know, it was a little different, popish, I guess, even though, Beatles were rock, but it was kind of, but this here was, I don't know, I prefer this version better than the other. There's the back of it, all the people there, Jimmy Page, all the people that were a part of this album. That's just some of them. Man, there was more than that, actually. There's a lot of people that were a part of this album here. There's the back. But yeah, I found it was a great album. Like I said, the 2 big hits, like I said, I believe was Feeling Alright, obviously was a big hit, and With a Little Help from My Friends, 2 big hits off this album. The whole album itself, I really enjoyed it. Like, it had that kind of blues rock, a little bit of soul as well, in with it. Which I found was a little different, because with the rock album, right, it was like a little soul. I found made it very interesting. I found. Let me show you the inside of it. The inside. Yeah, I found it was a great album. Definitely for a debut album, I have to say, really good, because it said here it was certified gold in the U.S. Certified gold, man, that's excellent. In the U.S., and it peaked at number 35 on the Billboard 200. In the UK, the album charted in May 1972 at number 29 on the UK albums chart. Definitely for a debut album, man. I say that's amazing. For that to peak at that number, for a debut album. But yeah, there's the back of it. Here's all the songs on there. So it says, yeah, so yeah, it was pretty much, this album is, it was recorded in early 1968. Like I said, it was released on April 23rd of 1969. But yeah, man, I found it was a great album. Like I said, I know, like, those two big songs, Feeling Alright became a big hit of his. As well, With a Little Help from My Friends was another big hit. Even though, like, the Beatles had that song in 1967 off their album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And as well, people familiar with what show was it? The one New Year's. That would be the theme song, With a Little Help from My Friends. You ever seen that show? Some people might recognize that song from that TV series for the theme song. But yeah, all in all, I found it was a great album. Let me go through the songs again. So it starts off with Feeling Alright, Bye Bye Blackbird, Change in Louise, the 2-minute and 38-second song Margarine, Just Like a Woman, Do I Still Figure in Your Life, Sandpaper Cadillac, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Like I said, which I believe that song there originally was recorded by the Animals back sometime in the 60s. I think 64, if I'm not mistaken. Early mid 60s. And then, like I said, With a Little Help from My Friends, which that was originally 1968, was released by 67. I believe it was 67. From the Beatles. They originally recorded that one. And they had a song, he did a song, I Shall Be Released, which, actually, that song there was by Bob Dylan, wrote that one. And I forgot this here. So on this one here, I forgot the other two songs. So on this one here, since it was remastered, they only had remastered. So, like the original one had, this album had 10 songs, so I forgot the other two. So there's 2 bonus tracks, which include the 2-minute 15-second song, The New Age of Lily, and after that it's a 2-minute 15-second song, Something's Coming On. So I find with ones like that are remastered, they usually have a couple bonus songs, but the original one had only 10. You can see that. That's the back. You can see that. But yeah, all in all together, great album. Like I said, if you're into rock and roll, definitely like classic rock, this album here is definitely one to check out. I just listened to it the other day. Great, great album. Like I said, it had that soul kind of style to it. Rock, and had that little bit of blues as well. But great, great album. So comment down below. Let me know what you think, and every one of you that's been supporting me, greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it for that one. Thank you so much. But yeah, there's something new I did not know about. You know that Steve Winwood was on this album, as well as Jimmy Page. Very, very, very interesting. But yeah, that was something new. I did not know that. So yeah, and let me know what you think down below. And thank you very, very much for all you support me. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much. And have a good day. And bye.